This is from the Gray Zone. Ultra-Zionist billionaire Robert Shillman, awesome name, was one of Charlie Kirk's most committed donors. But as Kirk fell under attack for his increasingly critical Israel views during his final weeks, sources say Shillman ended funding for Turning Points USA. And some of you, like me, might not have known much about Charlie Kirk. I maybe knew his name, but I didn't follow his shit because I don't follow right-wing shit. You can't overstate how large he'd gotten. I mean, 31 years old. He has a massive kind of empire, kind of media empire. Turning Points USA. Any big name right-winger will come on his show. He's in the White House with Trump. About as big as you can get for a kind of YouTube personality, or at least he kind of started that way, I guess. At the front of TPUSA complex is the Bill and Rebecca Dunn Freedom Center, named for we done got freedom. Dunn Freedom Center, named for the late commodity trader Bill Dunn. Adjacent buildings feature plaques commemorating the mega donors who had fueled the rise of the conservative movement, from the Uline family, I guess, to the Koch brothers, to the evangelical Christian asset manager Foster Friess. Caddy corner from the Freedom Center is the Pearson Building. According to Turning Points USA Insider, this structure was to be emblazoned with the name of Kirk's largest and most committed backers, the tech mogul Robert Shillman. I'm bringing up this topic not because I'm certain Israel took out Charlie Kirk. It seems a little unlikely to me, but also because I want people to know how someone gets as big as Charlie Kirk. They have billionaire backers. This show has nothing but a few hundred people that chip in 38 cents an episode. And it is just a world of difference between what your average indie media, like myself, if you are left-wing, there are no billionaire backers. There's no large mega structure. You're not invited on Fox News or even CNN. It is the polar opposite of what you have from like a Charlie Kirk or a Ben Shapiro or these lunatics. So that's one reason I wanted to highlight this, just like that insanity. But then also to highlight how much pushback Charlie Kirk was getting for turning on Israel, for no longer supporting a genocide. A preeminent funder of the right-wing Zionist and anti-Muslim causes across the Atlantic, Shillman's millions helped transform Kirk from a young age into one of Israel's most effective Gentile assets. However, as Kirk drifted from the official Netanyahu-enforced line on Israel in the past year, expressing frustration with onerous demands from Zionist donors and hosting the leading conservative critics of Israel at his events, Shillman apparently grew resentful. Basically, it seems that Charlie Kirk, I don't think he cares about Palestinian people or cares about children. I could be wrong. I don't claim to understand the man or what he stood for, but it sounds to me from the quotes I've seen and stuff and from what people are saying is that he just tired of trying to defend Israel's genocide. It felt like a fucking chain around his leg, because he can't go and just do his Christian nationalist garbage. He has to also be like, oh, and Israel's doing good things in Gaza. It just became a nuisance to him, it sounds like. Few donors have done more than Shillman to fuel the influence of the Zionist movement's anti-Muslim pro-Likud wing inside the U.S. With his pen and a checkbook, I provide ammunition, the billionaire proclaimed during a gala of the right-wing Zionist Organization of America in 2021. Weeks before Charlie Kirk's killing, Laura Loomer, most of you heard of her, far right-wing lunatic, but influential in the Trump White House. Laura Loomer blasted Kirk for his inconsistent support for Israel. She was especially piqued by Kirk's platforming of Tucker Carlson, whom she branded an uppity, waspy snob who serves as a mouthpiece for Iran and Qatar. Charlie speaks out of both sides of his mouth. His messaging is all over the place, and some of us just want to know where he stands, she tweeted. She went on to call Kirk a political opportunist, a charlatan who stabbed Trump in the back. So this is what these people, these far right-wing people, were saying about Charlie Kirk before he died. Then he dies, and now all of them have said, oh my God, what a visionary, what a martyr, what an amazing human being. Funny what you were saying a couple weeks ago. The Gray Zone was informed that Shillman announced his termination of contributions to Turning Point USA during a private dinner of another organization he funds, the American Freedom Alliance. According to an attendee of the event, which was held in Los Angeles, September 6th, Shillman stated that he would be ending his donations to Kirk, diverting them instead to a reliably pro-Likud anti-Islam groups like AFA. Likud is the farthest right wing. It's Netanyahu's party. In case there are supporters of Israel who are just slightly left of Netanyahu, this is saying, no, this is pro-Likud. This is pro the farthest right wing in Israel you can get. And so Shillman has decided to pull his millions from Turning Point USA. Shillman's apparent break with Kirk capped a months-long pressure campaign from Zionist bigwigs, media operatives, and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu himself to bring the late conservative activist back into line with the self-proclaimed Jewish state's agenda. As the Gray Zone reported, citing one of Kirk's longtime friends, Turning Point USA founder refused an offer by Netanyahu to arrange a new infusion of funding into his organization from his stable of Zionist millionaires and billionaires in the U.S. This reporter also revealed that Kirk and pro-Israel billionaire Bill Ackman convened a secretive Hamptons retreat in August, where Kirk faced sustained cajoling and a bout of angry hectoring from Zionist attendees for his perceived disobedience. So this shows what awaits those who were supporting Israel's genocide and are big players in this administration or in the U.S. ruling elite. If they turn on Israel, it's not like they're just free to speak their mind. They have their money pulled. They are harassed. They are harangued. They are cut off by big, assets to their organization. It is full court press if any of these people start to hem and haw on whether genocide is okay in Gaza. And Charlie Kirk certainly ended up getting the wrath of Israel, even if they were not responsible for his assassination. And I'll let other people keep debating that